everybody. Welcome to this webinar about bachelor programs at Les Roches. My name is Carolina Pastor. I'm digital marketing specialist for Les Roches. And the mission of today's presentation is to introduce you a little bit more into what are the different bachelor programs that we have at the school, and to let you know about hospitality careers and some other aspects that you should keep in mind when choosing your university degree. And I have the pleasure to welcome today our two guest speakers, Wendy Grimont and Michelle Lindqvist. Wendy is the Global Bachelor of Business Administration Program Manager. She has been working at Les Roches for more than 15 years, I believe, in different positions as a teacher, and now she's focused on the Global Bachelor, as I said. So good morning, Wendy, and thank you very much for being with us today.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me.
And we also have Michelle. She's doing her fourth semester at Les Roches. And she's, as I said, a bachelor student from Sweden, but she's a truly international student. She has lived in China, in Middle East, and she actually did her first semester in Les Roches, China. So she can share very interesting experiences with us today, given her experience in different campuses. So welcome, Michelle, as well.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
And how are you enjoying your time at Les Roches Switzerland so far?
It's wonderful. It's really great. I love being here in Switzerland, and especially today. We have a beautiful day, even though it's October now. It's really warm.
So yeah, I must say that Wendy and Michelle are connected from campus, and I'm here in the headquarter offices of Laureate Hospitality Education, that it's also in Switzerland, but 1 hour far away from campus. So this is why you see different webcams on the presentation. So we're going to start with the agenda of today's presentation. We'll start talking about hospitality degrees. Then we'll move on how to choose a university. We'll have a look at the different bachelor program options. We'll see also student life and facilities, so Michelle will share some of her experiences on campus as well. We'll have a look at life after graduation, career options, and our alumni association. And we'll finish with the program start dates and how to apply. So hospitality careers. There are some facts and figures that you should consider when looking at hospitality. So for example, hospitality is the second largest employer in the world after government, which is very impressive. It stems to the 1.1 billion travelers that we had in 2013, that we can say that it's a growing industry that creates job opportunities all over the world. Actually, there are 265 million jobs in the world currently in travel and tourism. And just in the US, in 2013, there were more than 400,000 hotel rooms created. And the forecast of growth per year is 4.5% for the following 10 years. And also, just to give you an idea of how Asia it's growing, which is the biggest continent in terms of hospitality and hotel management at the moment, in 2013, 650,000 new rooms were created. So this is just to give you an idea of how big the industry is and all the careers that are out there. So many people relate hospitality with hotel and restaurants, which is not the case. As you can see in this slide, there are many different sectors involved within this industry, and many different careers options. So you may want to work in spas, in media and PR, wineries, chambers of commerce, cruise ships, tourism offices, facilities management, casinos, event management. So it's countless. All these sectors are looking for customer-oriented professionals. We have these basics within the hospitality industry and management skills. And Michelle, I know that you did already a couple of internships, and I would like to know how was your experience, and also what are your goals after graduation, if there are some specific industries or some specific sectors that you are interested in.
Yeah, okay. I've done 3 internships. Have done one in journalism in Dubai, where I worked at different magazines. And then I did one in F&B in a restaurant in Shanghai in the Intercontinental Hotel. And then I also did one at the front office at a ski resort in Vermont in the USA. And they're all very different. And you learn something from every internship you do. What I want to do after, it's really hard because everyone thinks when you do hospitality you have to work in a hotel, but as you were talking and when you look at the slides, it's obviously not the case. You can go into so many different sectors and it's very hard to choose one, specifically.
But I know you were a bit more interested into marketing, right?
Yes, I think I want to specialize in marketing when we talk about specializations later for BBA 7. And then I think I want to go into marketing because I like to be creative and I like to be able to use my creative side as well as, talk to people. So that's what I think I will go into. So marketing for hotels or something similar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. So we will talk more into detail about it later on. So what are our recruiters within the hospitality industry in general looking for? So here are listed some skills that you will acquire during your studies, or hospitality studies at Les Roches, and that are very important to the industry. For example, people skills, passion, enthusiasm, and creativity, globally really open-minded, culturally aware professionals, personal presentation, so you need to know how to be very well-groomed and how to approach your customers and the best banners, hospitality techniques and what we call savoir-faire, communication within multicultural teams, teamwork, capacity to work under pressure, entrepreneurship, and general knowledge. And Michelle, I don't know if some of these skills relate to you. Do you feel identified with these different aspects, and do you feel that during your semesters at Les Roches you have already acquired some of them, keeping in mind that you still have some semesters left to finish your studies, of course?
Absolutely. I think the most important thing is people skills and to have the passion for hospitality. You will realize that really quickly once you come for your first semester if it's suitable for you or not, because some people don't actually have the passion for it, but once you have the passion, Les Roches teaches you everything else you need to know. They teach you, how to dress professionally, how to work in service or in the kitchen. They teach you so much as long as the passion is there.
Okay, so you will be fully prepared by the time you graduate with all these soft skills.
I hope so.
So now it's very important to know how to choose a university. So we detected that there are 4 key questions that you should ask yourself to make sure that you make the right decision. First of all, it's accreditation. And I know Wendy was in charge of accreditation a couple of years ago. And so Wendy, can you tell us what's NIASC and the importance of accreditation?
Yes, accreditation is very, very important, but from an external viewpoint and also from an internal viewpoint, because as you said, I was responsible for the NIASC accreditation. And it was 2 years of work where we really did look at ourselves as a school and asked everybody to participate in this review or self-reflection of our own standards. The NIASC accreditation, they actually send us 11 standards that we need to work towards. And this is followed by a visit from the NIASC team, and they come over and we write a report which is 100 pages, which we send over to them, where we review everything that goes on in the school. So it involves the curriculum, it also involves the student service, it involves the campus, the lifestyle that we have here, the student body, graduation rates, success rates, the profile of faculty, and the list is endless. And the good thing is that when they come over here, they actually start asking us as well, and they involve everybody who works on the campus to look at ourselves and be very honest about giving feedback on what we do. So we were very happy as well, because after a lot of work and a lot of effort, we actually got the accreditation for 10 years. And that people can really feel assured that this is a self-critique, that we're looking at ourselves, and therefore the quality has to be there, otherwise we wouldn't get the accreditation. So it really is a big challenge.
And with this accreditation, will the diploma of the students be recognized internationally?
Yes, the students are recognized, because we were actually the first European school to be recognized, because normally NIASC is an American institution, and now there are more and more schools from outside being recognized, but it is a very valid accreditation. So there is no fear of having the recognition. It is definitely there. And I know a lot of students, they do come here because of the NIASC accreditation.
Yeah, so that's a very important point, especially if you want to work or continue your studies somewhere else in the world, that you have a diploma that is recognized anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you, Wendy. And now for the other 3 questions, I would like to ask Michelle. What's the importance of the other 3 points, and whether they influence on your decision at the time she decided to choose her university?
Yeah, I looked a lot at the curriculum when I compared it to other schools to see, you know, what differentiated, you know, Les Roches from another school. So, you know, for me it was important that you had the practical, both for service and kitchen, and that you do all of that, and you do quite a lot of it. For me, that was important. And then also for me and my parents, they looked a lot at the reputation of the school. That was important for us to make sure that I go to a school that is known worldwide.
And how about the internationalism? Was it also important for you to be in a multicultural environment with people from different backgrounds that help you to raise this cultural awareness that is needed for the industry?
It wasn't necessarily something I looked at. I love being here. I think it says 95 here on the side. I think we're 98, 99 nationalities now on campus right now. And of course it helps that there's so many different nationalities, because you will have to work with every single one of them once you get out there and you work in a hotel or a restaurant or whatever you choose to work in. It's good that you already have that knowledge that there are culture differences, and you'll have, you know, some will have a culture shock, and then you're already used to it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so and now, given the reputation and the balanced curriculum that we have and the education that we give to our students, we can say that we have very good industry connections. So we partner with different global companies related to hospitality, and we can say that we have actually more than 60 companies at the moment that come every semester on campus to recruit our students for internships and for graduate positions. Here it's just a really small sample of some of the companies that come. Obviously we have international hotel chains as Mandarin Oriental, Four Seasons, Hilton, but as you can see we also have companies from other sectors like MCI, which is an event management company, very well known. We also have Booking.com, we have Louis Vuitton for luxury retail, Bloomberg Television, and many other companies. In fact, students get 3 internship opportunities each semester thanks to all these companies and the industry relations that we have. And the 89% of our graduates have a job offer on graduation day. We have a careers development and industry placement department, which is behind of all of these great initiatives related to our recruiters, and who train and help our students to find the kind of job they are aiming at. They help them to prepare the job interviews, they teach them how to do a proper motivation letter, and they study their profiles and offer them personal counseling. And Michelle, I guess that during your time at Les Roches, you have had the chance to probably attend some of these company presentations. So
Yes.
could you let me know, like, how are the dynamics of these presentations and how you think you benefit from it, and also from the services that the schools offers in terms of support at the time it comes to look for an internship or a job position?
I've been to most of these presentations, actually, most of the companies. It's really good that there's so many varieties of companies that come to campus. It's not only hotels or restaurants. You know, you have Louis Vuitton, as you can see, Apple came last year, Valentino came. So they're coming from all sorts of sectors. I was at a presentation yesterday with Qatar, which is really nice. Sometimes you just have to go to a presentation even though you don't know the company or you don't think you're interested. Because before you go, you don't really know what the company is about. So you learn extremely a lot from going to the presentation about the company and, you know, different countries, how it's to work there. The CDIP helps with a lot, especially the first semester. When you come, they help you with your internship. They ask you, you know, where you're interested in going, you know, which countries, continents, all of that, and then they send out your CV to help you. But also, if you want help with your visa, or if you know a hotel you want to go to, they'll give you contacts so you can contact them personally. So they're definitely a lot of help.
So this is something that it's not compulsory for students. It's just part of the service that we offer to them. But of course, it's not compulsory to attend the presentations. It's up to them. But it's highly recommendable that you go to as many presentations as possible, because as Michelle just said, you may not be attracted by a specific company at the first time, but then you know a little bit more about their culture, about what they do, and you may suddenly find something that you haven't thought about before, and that it might be interesting for you in terms of a future career within a different sector, for example. So that's very beneficial, and we really encourage students to attend as many company presentations as possible, to get contacts from recruiters, to do networking, because this is the most valuable asset that you will get once you graduate from Les Roches. And as well, we have many exciting internship opportunities and destinations. So one of the best things of studying hospitality and doing a bachelor with us is that during your degree, you will have 2 internship periods of 6 months, compulsory, that you will need to complete in order to get your degree. And here we have a world map with examples of some of the destinations that our students choose. I know in the case of Michelle, for example, you did your internships in the US and in China, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, that's correct. I did my first one at the Intercontinental in Shanghai in F&B, and then for my second internship, I went to the States, to Vermont, to a ski resort, to work at front of house. And as mentioned, what we talked about before, I never was interested in this company until I went to the presentation, and I had the time of my life, and I loved it, and I miss it every day.
Mm-hmm. So it's a great opportunity to test these countries and maybe to consider them for a future job when you graduate. So you know it's a 6 month period. It has an end date. So in case you don't like it, you still have the option to change your mind in the future. But it's a very, very good practice. And of course, you are open to a new culture, a new country, and a new business to you. And as I said, here we have some numbers of where our students go. So for the first internship, 5.5% go to Americas, and for the second internship, 6%. Then to Europe, for the first internship, 34% of students, and 23% for the second internship. This is excluding Switzerland. So as you say, in Switzerland, 19% of students decide to stay for the first internship, and 36% for the second internship. Asia Pacific is one of the most popular destinations. I would say it's related to the growth of the industry in this continent. So for the first internship, 36% of students go there, and 27% for the second internship. And then we have Middle East and Africa. For first internship, 5.5 students go there, and 8% on the second internship. So as you see, the whole world is open to you. It all depends on your personal motivations and whether you would like to go. And also you have to keep in mind that for some countries there may be some visa restrictions. So if there are some restrictions, it will be related to this issue. But still, the world is very big. There are a lot of countries, and we will make sure that our students find the kind of internships they are looking for. So now we are going into the different program options. We are going to start with the Bachelor of Business Administration. So the BBA in International Hotel Management, it's made of 7 different semesters, which makes a total of 3.5 years. The first semester, it's more focused on what we call the front of house services, so food and beverage and kitchen. Then for the second semester, students go to their internship anywhere in the world, as we just said. And I would like to tell, I know you were here on the campus for the third semester and fourth semester, because as we said, you did your first semester in Les Roches, China. So if you can explain us a little bit which are the key points of these 2 semesters and what's the most important aspect or the most interesting thing you have learned so far for this term?
Semester 3 and 4 are very different. Semester 3 is the kitchen part, and then you work a lot in the kitchen, so it's very practical. You're on a 3 weeks rotation, so 3 weeks in the kitchen, 3 weeks academic. Most people say that semester 3 is the most fun, and yes, it definitely is. It's a lot of fun to be in the kitchen because we have a lot of different outlets around the school. So you get to work, for a buffet, you get to do fast food, fine dining, you get to do all of that. Now I'm in my 4th semester, so now it's my first semester without any practical. It's definitely different because now, it's all academic. People think that it's going to be harder because you don't have the practical, but it's not that much harder. But you do realize there's a lot more management focus now, and that's how it's going to be for the next 2 semesters after these 2. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, here in Bush, it's great.
So just to make it clear, the semester 1 and 3 are more operational, and it's where you will have all your practical courses. As Michelle said, it's based on a rotation system, and you will have some weeks of practice, and then you will go back to the academic studies. So this way, it's very balanced and also very dynamic. So it's not full-time just practice or full-time just academic. So it's a rotational semester, what we call. And then for the first internship, you will most probably go into more operational roles based on what you have learned on your first semester. And then for your second internship, you may be open to more managerial or administrative positions to make sure that all of the things you have learned, you will apply them during your internship and you will reinforce this knowledge. There is also a square in which we have listed some of the courses that you will have across all the semesters. So then you can have an idea, and you can also go to our website and see all the program in detail. And the 2 last semesters are more based on the specialization that you will choose. So we have 7 different specializations to choose from, depending on the skills and the strengths that you have learned during the first semester. You will see that you are maybe more interested in one specialization or the others. So we have entrepreneurship for those who want to open their own business or work in big companies on business development and learn how to make business decisions related to marketing, finance. So this will give you a very big overview of how business management and strategic thinking works. Then we have the finance. This will be more focused, obviously, on accounting and financial analysis. We have marketing, which is the key in any company nowadays, and you will learn the different strategical methods for web-based marketing, social media, placement, logistics, and all the new trends within the hospitality industry related to communication, especially cross-cultural communication, given the globalness of the industry. We have the specialization in innovation and sustainability. So as you may know, many hotels are continuously going under renovations, refurbishing. New hotels are being opened, and they want to be eco-friendly and sustainable. And they need professionals that know how to manage all these aspects of hotel and companies openings and refurbishing. We also have culinary business management. So this is mainly for people who is interested in the food services, restaurant management. You will learn how to create your own menu, how to pair food with wine, how to open your own culinary business, or maybe how to manage a fine dining company. Then we have event management as well. Here you will learn how to develop and create different events for leisure, sports events, festivals, conferences, company events. And to finish, we have spa and health management. This is the latest specialization and the newest one. We have detected there is a growing demand for this sector, that wellness and spa need management managers prepare to run this kind of business. And here you will learn how to manage this kind of company. And the most interesting thing of this specialization, I will say, is that we are partnering with 2 global luxury brands within the spa sector, Spa and Grenouilleur, Swiss Health Medical. And students have the opportunity to go to London to see how the spa works, the industry works over there. They have also some master classes with professionals from this sector. And it's very interesting. As you see, there are many different options depending on where you want to specialize. And we are always making sure that we keep all these specializations updated depending on the industry needs. And I know, well, as Michelle mentioned, she would like to go into the marketing specialization for their 2 last semesters of the BBA. And that's very interesting because, as you see, well, you can apply, depending on your interest, these different skills on the specific specialization that you choose. And is there anything specific into marketing that you are interested in, Michelle?
It's just everything about it. It's very creative. You know, you get a task and you have to learn how to promote it, how to advertise it. You know, it's a very creative field, and that's why I'm interested in doing it. But it is hard when you have to choose your specialization, which is why it's good you do it in BBA 6, because throughout, from the day you start until, you know, BBA 6, when you have to choose, you're going to change your mind like a million times. And I'm sure, you know, as you can see, there's new specializations now. You know, there's sustainability and there's the spa and health management. So it's definitely hard, but marketing for me, I feel like it's right, and I'm sure hopefully next year when I get to choose, still what I'm going to go with, hopefully.
And you have any dream company in mind you would like to work for, or you're initially open to different options?
I'm definitely open for different options because since I've been here at Les Roches and I've been to company presentations, I've realized there's a lot of different companies out there that I've never really heard about. But one of my dream companies to work for is Disney.
Mm-hmm. I know many hospitality professionals that are now in top positions have worked for Disney. I guess this is a great experience. It's very talenting, and you learn a lot. So I guess it might be a good first step into your career. And now I would like to introduce our global network of campuses. So what we just presented is the regular bachelor degree that you do here in Switzerland. but you have the option to go to all our campuses worldwide and combine different study options to get this exposure to other cultures and other countries, not only during your internships, but also during your studies. So, of course, we have our campus in Switzerland. We have Les Roches campus in the south of Spain, in Marbella. It's a luxury tourism hub, so you can benefit from learning the business and the tourism practices over there, as well as in China, Shanghai. So Michelle, for example, she took advantage of this global campus network, and as we said, she started her first semester in China. So Michelle, how was the experience, and why you decided to do this combination of study options, first in China and then in Switzerland?
So I live in Switzerland, so I thought, it would be a nice change to go to China. My dad used to work a lot there, so I thought, okay, why not? It would be nice to actually live there. And I loved it. I mean, Shanghai is such a great city. There's always so much things to do. The school is a bit outside, which is, goes with the motto of being, in peace and quiet so that you can study. But it's not too far away, so you can still go in, on weekends, in the evenings and all of that. The school is a lot smaller. Here we are 1,000+ students, I think. And in Shanghai, it's a lot less. But basically, it's the same, so you take the same courses there as you do here. That's why you can transfer so easily between the schools. So a lot of people got confused when I say, oh, I was in Jin Jiang first, and I didn't do my first semester here. But then, I explain that it's the same courses, that you learn exactly the same things that they do here. And now that you've introduced the global program, it makes even more sense. And I recommend my friends. Last semester when I was in BBA3, I recommended them, to go to the different campuses because it's a great opportunity to see, other cultures, countries, people, because you get to know so many people and it's a wonderful opportunity.
And was it easy to adapt to the change? Because I know some students are afraid of having to start from scratch, moving from one campus to another, losing the connection with their friends that they have already made. And how did it work for you?
That's a really interesting question. I've noticed that a lot now with the BB1s this year here in Bruges. They're scared, when they come back, they want to be with the same class because they don't think they'll make friends. But it was really easy. You make friends so easily because everyone here is in hospitality. Everyone, are really nice. They want to get to know people. They're open to new experiences. Especially here in Bruges, I always feel like, you're one big family. We're about 98 different nationalities, over 1,000 students. Yet it doesn't matter if you just started or you're graduating or in between. Everyone, are friends. It's really like a big family, which is what I really love about the school.
So nothing to worry about. You will be welcome to any campus you go, and as you see, it's very easy to start making friends straight away. And we still have some other campus choices. So we have Les Roches campus in Jordan, in Emma, and also in Chicago, in the US. And now I will show you some examples on how you can combine these different semester abroad options. So, for example, you can, if you just want to have a brief semester abroad, a short international experience in other campus, but do the most of your degree on one campus, you can do one semester abroad. So, for example, you can do your studies here in Switzerland and go one semester to Spain, or to do your studies in Spain and come one semester in Switzerland, Switzerland and go one semester into the US. So we have many different combinations depending on what you would like to do. For example, you can also finish your degree in Europe. So start in China or in Jordan, and then for the last semesters come to Spain or to Switzerland. And the last option we have, and that we call the American Dream, it's actually you do your degree in Switzerland or in Spain. And for the last 2 semesters, you go to the US. You do 3 more months of academic program that you will do through the regular bachelor degree, and you get 2 different bachelor degrees. So you get the Bachelor of Business Administration in International Hotel Management and a Bachelor of Arts in Hotel Management from Kendall. Kendall is the campus that we have in Chicago. And you can benefit for a 12-month practical learning to work in the U.S. after you graduate. So actually it's a very good opportunity for those of you who would like to work in the U.S. after graduation to go there for the last semesters and then stay 1 year, 1 extra year working, doing an internship, and maybe looking for a permanent job position. You have all these options also on the website, which you can analyze into detail and see how you can combine the different campuses. And now we are going for what we call the ultimate experience, our global program, global degree that was launched last January. And actually we have the first batch of global degree students now doing their 2nd semester in Shanghai. And it was put together also thanks to the help of Wendy Grimont. And so I would like her to explain more about the basics of the program and the key benefits of doing such a truly global program, and how does it work through the different semesters.
Yeah, this is another project that I was asked to work on, and we actually felt the need that we wanted to have something, just to go back to the slide you said before about the specializations, it actually proves that Les Roches is always looking into new areas to be up to date. So we don't just put into practice one thing and it stays there forever. So this, again, as I say, this was a market that we saw, which was a very different experience for students to have the global bachelor. And it is sold as a package. So the students, they have the experience of going to 3 different campuses, so starting in Bruges and then going to China, afterwards then going to Spain. And they finish their degree actually the last year in Bruges as well. But why as well it's very unique is because during their experience, the students also have a cultural week. So they are immersed into the culture to go and visit the country and to really get the feeling of living in a different country. We want to keep it as a small program. We only have 1 intake a year, which is in January, but we want to keep it small because this way the group of students, they get to know each other and then they can stay together and they travel from each campus as one group, which is great. And so we started in January, as Carolina said, and we actually had 15 students. And out of the 15 students, we actually had 14 different nationalities. So it started off as incredibly global as it can get. And it was really nice because even from the first week, the class delegate, she came to me and she said, we're already a family. And that was just so nice to hear because, you know, you get to know them as a group. I follow the students around to each campus. They are looked after, I would say, more than sort of the student who does travel from one campus to another because we help them far more with their visa applications. We actually get all the papers ready, even though the student has to physically go to the consulate by himself or herself to actually get the visa. And then afterwards as well, they have a program coordinator at each campus. So even though I'm the program manager for Bruges, and I travel to the branch campuses anyway twice a year because that's another sort of hat that I wear. And then in each branch campus they have a program coordinator who reports directly to me, so we're always in contact. And this is, you know, it's a very exciting program.
And do they have courses that are unique to each destination?
They have courses which are unique. Already the makeup of the whole program is very different. So last semester, for example, I did have students who were in the normal BBA program and the BBA 1 semester, and they came to me and said they wanted to transfer into the global hospitality. program. And unfortunately it wasn't possible because of the makeup of the program. So not only do they have different courses, the practical also takes place at different times. So they don't have any practical in semester 1, but they do when they go over to China in semester 2. And then in semester 3 they have the kitchen, and then they have their first internship. So they have 18 months of education, school education, before actually going out on the field to do the first internship. So the makeup is very different, but I think it's on the next slide, if I remember correctly, that we see a little bit more the breakdown.
It's on this one. Yeah.
Sorry, no, it is on that one, yeah. So as you can see, I mean, the difference in semester 1, we do also have the cultural studies, so that students get to learn to be more open to different cultures when they are traveling. So this is very important, and the other students definitely don't have that. They also have purchasing and control in semester 1, which the other students don't have. But it is also how the program is geared to make it a more global experience. So everything behind the education does sort of touch on different cultures and the different global experience. And then in semester 2, I'm sorry?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that there was a survey that was conducted among hospitality managers, and 56% of them say that they highly value this global experience among job candidates when it comes to recruit people for managerial or for other kinds of positions.
Yeah, last semester as well I had a Skype presentation given by the GM of the Radisson Blu in Shanghai, and this was only for the Global Bachelor students. And he as well, he said this is really a very good program and it is very unique. And it was interesting because he was Dutch, he'd been living in Shanghai for quite some time, and this is where the students were able to ask him sort of what were the challenges that he had faced when he had first moved over to China, and why he was still loving the experience of living over there. And this just opens up just a larger sort of overview, I think, of what's going on in the world. But you're in a protected environment as well. You're not just let out there by yourself. You are looked after, which is important. I think for parents as well to know it's important.
So, as Wendy mentioned, this is a truly global program. In case you start the regular bachelor at Les Roches and you decide to change, it's not possible to change back to this program because it's a totally different structure. But as we mentioned, you can still go to other campus locations to kind of have this global flavor or to experience a different country or a different campus. But if you really want the truly global experience from beginning to the end, it's the global degree what you should choose in this case. And now here are some of the basic admission. Yes, sorry, Wendy, do you have something else to add?
I was going to say, do you want me to talk about the admissions as well, possibly? Because
yeah, sure. Yes.
Even though it is very similar to the normal BBA program, in the sense that the student needs to have the high school diploma or equivalent, the English language. I need to point out that the English language qualification, that is really the minimum. Again, when you're applying for the global degree, you need to have good English communication skills already. So we are looking at students who have very good academic records, just because of the fact that when you're on this global journey, you need to be more open-minded, and obviously you need to have the communication skills because you are going to be put into different situations. So again, that is part of the program, to sort of develop people's skills again quite quickly, and it needs to be there too, because to travel around the world you need to be very open-minded. And then apart
Yeah.
from that is obviously the 18 years old or above. Again, I mean, last semester I had a 29-year-old in the program. It was, the age group actually was very varied, and it was interesting because I had the 18-year-old, I had maybe two, and it literally went through 20, 22, 23, up until 29. So they were very mixed as well from the point of maturity. But as I say, you need to know what you're doing.
Yes, that's very important. So these are the basic admission requirements, but obviously we may ask you to go through a personal interview. You will have to prepare a motivation letter to make sure that you are passionate and you are sure what you are getting into and that you have a truly interest in it. And also, if you want to transfer to other campuses during your studies, there will be some specific admission requirements that you will have to meet. But in this case, it's better to approach the education counselor, or if you are already on campus, to ask academics to make sure that you are well informed about these requirements. And now we are going to quickly through the Switzerland campus facilities for those of you who decide to come to Switzerland, to know how it looks and the different options and the student life that we have over here. So on this picture, you can have an overview of the campus on the left side, which is located on the Swiss Alps in a cute and small village called Bluch, which actually is very small, but as a funny fact, it got the Guinness World Record for being the smallest village with the highest number of nationalities on it. I'm presuming that that's thanks of our international students, of course. And also you can see some different pictures of the school outlets. We have campus accommodation. The standard accommodation is double room, but we also have some single rooms available. We have different kitchen. We have restaurant outlets to practice the different kitchen practice, like more fine dining or more buffet style. All our classrooms and our facilities are wireless connected, so you can get Wi-Fi everywhere you are on campus and on the accommodations. And maybe Michelle can talk a bit more, for example, about the practice, this hotel room that we have where students can practice the front desk and the housekeeping, and why it's so important not to go through all these tasks, even if you, of course, are not aiming at working as a housekeeper or as a bartender. But how do you think that's going to benefit, and how you find these facilities in terms of when it comes to learning how it works in real life?
So we have Petit Les Roches, which is in one of the pictures. It's a little house where they built it as a little hotel. So you have the reception, you have a kitchen, a bathroom, bedroom, living room, all of that. You have different fabrics, floors, textures, everything. So you learn how to check people in and out. You learn, how to clean properly. Because even though, you think housekeeping, is really boring and you don't want to be a cleaner, which, we understand. It's really good to learn that. And you realize that once you go on your first internship, especially when I worked at the front desk, I did 2 days in housekeeping, and then you realize how important it is that you know everything about the hotel, especially if you want to move up, if you want to be a general manager. So I'm really happy about the fact that we have so many facilities here where you can learn the practical. It prepares you for when you go out and you actually do your first internship. If I hadn't done that, I would have been a lot more insecure. Because we come from, Les Roches, they expect us, that you know all of this before. So you do come with a good knowledge, and you are prepared because you've had these facilities that, help you prepare. And then you have the kitchen facilities, and as I mentioned before, you get to serve in a buffet restaurant, fine dining, and fast food. So because of all of these practical facilities we have, you are prepared when you do your first internship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super important, and it's something that we wanted to make very clear. So you have to be ready to go through all this practical learning. and to know what's the importance of it, because obviously a manager needs to know how everything works, all the operational parts from the very, very basic to the top. And whatever way to learn it than to practicing it yourself, right? And when it comes more into student life and outside the classroom, what's going on in Blues, Michelle? Because some people may think, oh my God, I'm going to the top of the mountain, to the Swiss Alps, I'm more a cosmopolitan person, what I'm going to do over there. I mean, I know there are many, many things going on campus, so yeah, maybe you can share some of these activities with us.
So the first thing people think when they hear about Blues is, that it's just this little mountain village. And, I come from a big city, and then I lived in Shanghai and I was in Xinjiang. So for me, I thought, oh God, this is going to be a big change. But there's so much stuff to do here. Even though it's small, there's over 1,000 students, so there's always things to do. We have a swimming pool, we have a basketball court, volleyball court, rugby and football field. We have different clubs. We have a green club, we have a wine club, we have a Toastmaster club. We also have the student social committee, which I'm part of. So it's a committee where we organize events like different parties. We had a football tournament, we had a beer pong tournament. We have culture nights where everyone, do performances and food from their culture. There's also a little restaurant in the village, Petit Paradis, which is in the picture. We have our own bar that's run by the students as well, which is called the Taco Lounge, where you can go and have drinks which are prepared for the students as part of their service in BBA 1. When we had the open house here 2 weeks ago, I think it was, there was a guy who asked, what do you do? Do you have a nightlife? You don't go out, but yes, there is a nightlife. We do go up to Grimont, which is really close. You can take the funicular up, you can walk up, or you can take a car up. And there's, this little village, which is more active, in the middle of the summer and the winter when it's the high season. But up there we have restaurants, shops, supermarkets, or well, maybe not supermarkets, but we have stores. We have a few bars, nightclubs, it's anything you need as a student. So there's always things, to keep you entertained. But we're all, we are in Switzerland, so we are really close. If you want to take the train and go visit somewhere else in Switzerland, it's, just a few hours, so you can go somewhere else in Europe. Milan, yeah. The school organizes trips to Milan, yeah. 3-4 weeks ago, the school organizes a trip to Milan, which is really nice. And then they're doing, well, not a trip, but we're doing the Lausanne Marathon in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. The school is organizing it to take us to Lausanne so that everyone can do the running. So the school organizes a lot of trips. They went to a cheese factory, they went to a chocolate factory. So there's definitely, all these sorts of activities that the school help you with as well, not just, what you can do outside of school yourself.
So yeah, many things to do, actually. So don't be afraid of getting bored, because aside from the studies, there are many, many activities and things you can do on your free time. And we are reaching the end of the presentation. So yes, I would like to let you know that once you graduate from Les Roches, you will be part of our Global Alumni Association Network, which is present in 129 countries around the world, and you will benefit from having access to exclusive job openings. You will receive alumni newsletters to stay in touch with the school and with your peers from campus. You will have personal and professional networking events tailored for our alumni, and you will be invited to attend our different gatherings organized worldwide. In case you're interested in applying to Les Roches, I will highly recommend you to go first of all to our website, where you can analyze all the programs into detail, the curriculum, the intakes, the structures. Our website is www.lesroches.edu. And you can also get in touch with an educational counselor. So in case you don't know very well which program will be the best fit for you, or you have any questions about admissions, about the application process, this will be the right person to talk to. We have education counselors all over the world, and for sure you will find the one in your region that you can even meet in person. You can also call us by phone or email us. And in terms of intake, so our regular Bachelor in Hospitality Management will start in January, and the application deadline is November 14th. For the July intake, in case you want to start in summer, you have to apply by May 15th. And the global degree, as Wendy already mentioned, only has one intake per year. Our next intake is next January 2015, and again you have to apply by November 14th. To stay in touch with us, you have all our different social media channels. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook. I see that it's not clear here on the slide, so you just have to type Les Roches International School of Hotel Management on Facebook, and you will find us. And you also have the link on the website. And you can also watch our different video interviews on YouTube, or see the student-made pictures on Instagram. If you want to visit us in person here in Switzerland, you can join any of our next open days. So you can come with your family if you wish. We have the next one the 17th of October and the last one of this semester, the 14th of November. And we also have a program, it's called Follow Me, where you can become a student for a day. So you actually will follow a student to class, to lunch, and for a campus tour. And you will really see how it feels like being, living, and studying on campus. We have 2 dates for this Follow Me visits, October 20th and October 30th. And you can also sign up on our website. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you very much for listening to us. Thank you to Michelle and Wendy for joining us today and taking the time to share their knowledge and experiences. I'm sure that the people who listen to this presentation will really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for the participants that we have today, if there are still some questions you have, we are going to turn off the camera and the audio, and we'll stay around 20 minutes more. So if you have any questions, you can post them on the chat. Actually, I see that Matthew is asking about the UK students applying to Les Roches. What's the situation in terms of A-levels and what are the requirements? Okay, this is more country specific. I don't know if Wendy is aware about UK requirements.
Well, again, the A-levels you take when you're about 16, 17, so I would say that's not a problem. They don't specify how many A-levels you need for entry, so therefore, if you have taken A-levels and you have, I don't know how many you've, does it say how many you've passed or anything?
No.
Then that's okay,
No.
as long as the other requirements, because that would be the high school all equivalent, so that's not a problem.
Okay. So, Matthew, we hope that this has replied to your question. But again, for more country-specific questions, I will recommend you to ask your education counselor. Okay, we have also David Dant in the presentation, and he leads the admissions for the UK, so as he's offering you to give you counseling. Okay, so as I said, we'll turn off the camera and the video, and we'll stay here for a few more minutes if there are some questions you want to ask directly to us. So we hope you have enjoyed the presentation, and hopefully we will see you soon on campus. Bye-bye, and thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.